Welcome back to the NDS. We are here at ZenJoltis for race 25. Quick look down. Our drivers trying to make the playoffs. Some, others just here. This is qualifying. Back up the board. And this is the regular season finale. One race left to determine the 16 who make it in. Toad Warrior on pole for this race. Net 34. Several drivers locked in. And we are going to get ready for one of the most consequential races of the season. Pace car off. And green, green, green to kick off the Hololive 499. Here we go. Already we see the low line taking good advantage of situation early on. You can be up high, but it is rather detrimental, as there's also the battle for leading the points going into the playoffs being a big bonus, as the 66 of Ringo wastes no time getting down low. Ben McDonald going for the lead, and the whole pack bearing down. It's going to take a while before some of the underdogs that need a win rise to the top, but we see some movement down low already. A 38 car racing fan among them. Not having the best of seasons, but a win and trying to beat that 78 in the wild card race is all you need. Ben McDonald and Toad Warrior still fighting for the lead. Out front, I think Toad tried to run high momentum to attempt to get to lead a lap. And the 34 is going to stay out front just now. We do not know what it's going to look like a little later. KSS BSS caught middle of the pack. That's Portbot in the 48. I think they were rubbing against each other, but they're getting off each other now. Oh my God. Oh, we got the 99, Angel Madfia, pulling up, trying to take the lead. Just leaves the low side. That's really difficult. You want to get momentum from the high side when you're all lined up there to get a good push down the straightaway, but if you leave your low side exposed in the corners, that's dangerous. Port making great moves. Once again, the 44 caught in a dangerous situation. Eric Monaco's in there. And the 3, oh, KSS, and they're wrecking. Big crash behind. Born Ready's in it. Oh my God. RS Fast 11, RBV has big damage. Racers in it. Racing Fan, Esri, several groups of playoff hopes just vanishing in a single swoop as Toad takes the lead to the caution. It only took about a couple laps. That's all it takes. KSS kind of walking away from that one relatively. I think, the 60 of Krugemeyer. Oh, the 60 needed a good run. It just wasn't meant to be as they're wrecking around. Zents is in it. Racer, Silent, Suzuka, Hyperdrive, RBV. We're going to have a lot of different opportunities to camera here. I think right in mid-pack too. Born Ready was involved, but he's fine on points. Tiger Man and Ringo both in it. Jake's on the brakes pretty hot. The 9, the 88, the 21 are all slowing down for it. Seeing these drivers having a good run through here. The 11 of CS may have got some damage. Can't see from that angle. Oh, here we go. It's going to be a good one. Taking a look here. When we switch our camera angles to closer by, you can see the whole pack just collapse in on itself. Jeff hits the inside wall. Seto's in it. Misty Viper, racing fan. The 54 trying to shoot a gap. Oh, man. Let's go on board with Nick Breeding. Now, this is going to be one to watch out for. As you see, just coming down, you go low, low, low. You're in the grass. The 6 sliding, 19 sliding. Right there. Great job. Great job by this team. We see a lot of drivers coming into pits. If you're pitting for repairs, then it's probably over. KSS, that's going to be his chances dashed. The 60, that's going to be a tough break. The 42 of Tank Gunner coming in. I do not like the optics from the 42 here either. Team Duke may have got a little bit of it. If you're the 9 of Canadian Lux, this is what you wanted to see. Pretty much every other significant driver in the points hunt, except the 21, was involved in that. And it creates this void where you're going to be the one to point your way in. That is what he wanted to see. All right. 41 cars on track. The only driver out of the race is the 38 of Racing Fan, but everyone else still here. Your top 10. Toad Warrior's been out front pretty much from the drop. Ben McDonald second. Portbot third. Angel Madfia fourth. Butterpants fifth. Eastlamp sixth. Kyle D in seventh. Fred Jones in eighth. Landon ninth. And BS Fast and 11 rounding out the top 10. Let's see. Ben and Toad, can any one of them make a pass for the lead? Ben or anyone behind? We're green again. Ben McDonald goes high. That gives a bit of a chance for Portbot to have a run. If Angel Madfia goes with, that could be strong. Oh, they fan out. That is so devastating for the chances here for a pass for the lead. Is you want help on your lane. But if no one goes with, then that really becomes kind of impossible here. Taking a look at the main pack, it really is some drivers back that just are hopeless. Worst feeling in the world. Port sticking with Toad. Kind of is the name of the game here. Meanwhile, mid-pack, we see plenty of midfield opportunities here. Honestly, I'm surprised some of these drivers, like you saw Tiger Man spinning through the grass. He's still keeping a good, steady wheel up in the front pack. There are several drivers who were down, but they bounced back pretty hard. So kudos to them. All the way back to, I believe, Zent's going to be trying to get in the main pack. Coco Latte, and you see plenty of drivers single file trying to keep their drafting hopes alive. For someone like Esri, it means a lot to make the playoffs, but if you're like a Team Duke type, that's probably pretty damaged up. Several drivers back here just nursing the damage. And Krugermeyer bringing it back down pit road. I think that's just an admission of defeat for the 60 team. Fred Jones, a fantasy driver, trying to mix it up with the real guys. Port. I mean, he's impressed me so far. Just needs to be able to finish strong in one of these races. We saw Watkins Glen, the decent qualifying, kind of tarnished by an incident. So we'll see what becomes of this race. Still plenty of laps to go, including what would be a green flag pit stop. And if a caution happens between laps 10 to 20 and we get a chance to make their pit stop under caution, that would be what these drivers are looking out for. Ben McDonald to the lead. Ben's got it. BS Fast in 11. It looks like his playoff hopes aren't going to be coming true, since the story of events that were supposed to take place for him and Caddy King and Fred Jones to have a chance didn't happen. But a race win's a race win, so they're looking for it. Here you can see him off the corner. Zentz and Tiger Man barely hanging on. Everyone else in Group 2. Back to Team Duke. They're decently fast, but, not good enough. These guys kind of lost RBV. And the 60 is still in the lead lap, but not for long. The 9 out front right now. If Canadian Lux can win, he just straight up jumped the system despite the good runs from Frosty Wusky and Tank Gunner. They're both still up there, the 21 and 42, doing what they need to do. Not for a lack of trying. Ben McDonald on the high side of the 21. I think he's pushing Ben because he knows he doesn't want the 9 to win. It's kind of a petty reason since you're already there. You're already where you need to be. Zentz losing the main draft. Yeah, I will admit that wreck was kind of a soft collection. Nobody really hit any walls that hard except for the 38. So it creates this weird situation where there's drivers kind of strung about. Oh, Krugemeyer going on lap down right in front of Canadian Lux. That's going to create a bit of a roadblock here. The 60. Didn't expect to have lap traffic this early, but that's what's going to become of it, and it's not looking good for some of our drivers. Out front, these 3 break away. We'll have to take a look at the damage caused by the 60. Whoa. What happened to E-Slap here? Problems for the 47. Trying to get down to pit road. He does. Now you see the second group here. I believe Angel Madfia is going to get the worst of it as they string out, trying to get back together. Yeah, but 99 looks like he's losing speed compared to everyone else here. Somebody who's rising through the ranks. The 67 of Nick Breeding. A solid run from his team. Currently sitting in 4th. I think the problem is there's just absolutely nothing he can do from his position. He needs somebody in front of him to help him take the pass on Ben McDonald. Toad Warrior up to 5th. And I think this would be a chance. Toad goes with the 15. Not sure why the 67 didn't take it. 47 back out on track. Here you can see a few drivers beyond the lead group. Yeah, 47 is a little bit faster than 60 down the road. See what becomes of it here. I know this race is like the plate racing of like having everybody have a chance, but I think this might be one of those races that's determined by how good your car is specifically. There's no like really mooching in the draft. It's just you out there seeing what you've got. The 9 a little frustrated that that move for the lead didn't work on the low side, but could have been a lot worse. I think we're losing the 50 from the lead draft. That's about 19 drivers still with us. Toad Warrior trying to get the clearance on Ben McDonald. Problem is Kyle D is up there pushing the 16. Kyle D going to go high here. Coming down a little bit. I don't think that's going to work for the 8. That 47 is there. Now there are many wide behind him. Ben McDonald. I think the 47 can still stay with these leaders. Kind of like adopting Eastlamp as one of our own in this pack. But he's a lap down. See the Puff losing draft. Seeing which drivers can really pull this upset off. Yeah, seeing no real particular drivers. The 43 of John X. Sully is here. He could put one in the playoffs with a win, but it's not been his day specifically. The 48 of Portbot still having his good day. Now the 9 back in position to strike. Now they're getting close to putting RBV one lap down. There's the 87. Not running very good. As the whole field is bearing down on another lap car. That is something that these drivers are keeping in mind when they get closer and closer. Jake up here at 35, rebounded in a pretty big way. I think they got to get down single file to get past this guy. I see where Port is. They're all swerving, trying to leave the 87 in a higher lane. Whoa, they're wrecking! Oh, big crash! RBV's in it. Had victim of circumstance there, with 35 involved. That's going to be a caution. Jesus Christ. Now that was rough. I don't think there was anything, because they were trying to pass the lap car, and Port just gets into the back of the 35 and sends him around. God, hard hit for RBV into the wall. Jake's in it. Butterpants gets another one. Damn, that sucks. If you're RBV, you're just minding your own business, going a lap down, and then all of a sudden, you just get hit hard and you're being sent upside down. Kind of a story of his season right there. Just hardly anything good happening. And a lot of bad. Back on his wheels. Damn. All right. Oh yeah, a few more DNFers. All right. Any plenty of pit stops happening here. Eastlamp staying out. Yeah, he's a lap down. I think everybody's coming in this time. Yeah, all lead lap cars and Krugermeyer. Eastlamp's the one staying out. I actually think Eastlamp can make it all the way. There's no wave around system, so it really sucks to be the 47. This is important here. Pit stop time. Seeing the drivers making their pit stops. Down this pit road. I think it might be gas and go for Dirtman at least. Yeah, I saw Dirtman 5 come out early. Drivers coming in, drivers coming out. And Dirtman 5 leads him off pit road. Toad Warrior, not sure what's up with him. I'm sure they'll get this one all sorted out. Because that's Racer in the back. I think they're going to try and get Jake back out there. All right. So this restart will take place with 11 to go. Jake and Krugmeyer lap down. Eastlamp also lap down. 36 in lead lap all the way to Dirtman. Leading. Zent's last car in the lead lap. Butterpants RBV out of the race. All right. What's your top 10 looking like? A lead for Dirtman. Ben McDonald in second. Tank Gunner third. Frosty Wusky sits fourth. Canadian Lux fifth. Big playoff battle between these three. Caddy King sixth. Fred Jones seventh. Kyle D in eighth. Toad Warrior sits ninth. And rounding out the top 10 is Landon. The pit stops may have make or break some of these drivers. I don't know what to expect from this restart, how fast the 35 is. We know the 60 don't got it. We'll see what becomes of this on the restart. Green, green, green. And already, the 21 getting screwed over every lane. They do not want to be where that 60 is. I think Toad Warrior is going to get the worst of it on this exchange. Yeah, whoa, maybe not. Seeing every lane they have, trying to pass them. And yeah, there's a lot of confusion. Not really much to do there. But several drivers find themselves back in this thing. 35 of Jake, relatively not, he's not slow. Also not fast. Nick Breeding, it's a straight sprint to the finish. And these drivers find themselves back in this thing in a grand way. Hyperdrive trying to will himself back into the lead pack. Born Ready there as well. I mean, Ezri is back in contention if he could draft up the main group. So a lot of hope has been sprouted into this pack. But so far, the constant is Ben McDonald leading. Dirtman 5 coming back down pit road. That stop was suspiciously fast. So I think the 5 wanted some lead a lap or two and then just get out of the way. So unfortunate there. Kyle D in the number 8. He has got himself a good piece today. And look at this. Canadian Lux down low. Could this be the day that this happens? Battling Ben for the lead. And the 9 is sticking it with there. Several drivers behind that are kind of like rotating in and out for help. Nick Breeding, Kyle D. Nick, Tank Gunner, they got to get lined up. They got to push for 9. I think that's what he's trying to do. Toad Warrior behind. That's going to be big for this line. If Ben McDonald, Canadian Lux, one or the other. And Nick Breeding is sticking in there, giving a good push to the 9. He'll lead the lap. Canadian Lux's playoff hopes are in the balance of either the points or a win. Except no substitute. Toad Warrior up here. It's kind of like gridlock dual lanes. The 43 of John X. Sully. He's up here wanting to play playoff spoiler. Or at the very least bag a new career best finish. One driver I haven't talked about all day, Coco Latte. One of those drivers that is back in a way. So this is the 01 team drafting with a 67. It's just trying to find any big runs that could be made for any of these drivers. Kyle D and Toad Warrior get into a little bit of a disagreement up top. The help disappeared for Ben, and that's going to create the 9 out front. Nick Breeding is there, though, with limited laps left. The 67 is going to try and push. Get them both clear. They are many a wide for third. Looking like going to be one of these classic ZenJoltis finishes. Eastlamp, he's just glad to be here. Not really on the lead lap, but, you know, fun. It's fun racing in these big packs like that when you're making it work and kind of dancing with all your dance partners. There is nothing more fun in racing than just cooperating with everybody here and just having a blast of a time. But at the end of the day, there's a race to win, and eventually some of these drivers will lose their marbles. Eric Monaco in the 3. Ripping bottom. Just trying to make up as much ground as he can. Landon has moved up to 3rd. You know, solid run. Solid run. But I think with Monaco hauling bottom, that was great, but oh, he does clear Fred Jones. The 3 car might have something to say. And look at Caddy King. He's out of the playoff hunt mathematically, but, you know, that 1 in a billion universe where he does make the playoffs does exist. And he's also looking for a career best finish. I think the problem right now is, can anybody get past the 9 right now? Canadian Lux, this is his race to choke. And so far he has been commander of the pack. Ben McDonald has reloaded down low, and he is looking for a strong run. Got about 22 drivers relatively keeping up lead pack back to Born Ready. Let me check that number 19. He's already like safely in the playoffs, but he wants to be in this thing proper. Guys like Portbot down low hoping they could get the low line train working to make up some more track position. That's what that team wants. Angel Madfia cutting down low, looking for more. Monaco's down there. You got so many just drivers that are not having good seasons looking for more near the front late in the going. Fred Jones is here. BS Fast and 11, Landon. Now, I don't know where the... Oh, that's Misty Viper. They're going to lap the 31 here pretty soon. I didn't expect Misty Viper to be that slow. He might have made a pit stop. Same with Dirtman. Those two kind of just throwing their hat in the ring. And speaking of throwing their hat in the ring, I think the 6 of Tiger Man, if he's in the main pack. No, he's not. But I think he might win the regular season points leader by the end of a season. Ben McDonald's near the front again, and Ben is going to try and make this pass. Born Ready's kind of lost the draft. You saw us all with 19 back there. And Esri's barely hanging on himself. But that 1 car is in a much more precarious position compared to the 19. As they are approaching this lapper. Fred Jones in the 86 is pulling alongside the 9 for the lead with the push from Toad Warrior. The 86 got his momentum stifled by the lapper. And the 9 goes outside, but I think he might be alone. Oh, Ben goes with. That's still only 2 drivers. That's still only 2 guys versus an entire pack. Disappointing kind of exchange there for Nick Breeding, but that's how it be. And all that slowdown was exactly what Esri needed. The 1 is in the house and could realistically has a chance. Fred Jones, there's Ben McDonald, darkest presence in the 14 back there. And now they're side by side for the lead. This is 4 to go. Ben is looking to bounce back for a win in a big way. He hasn't won in a while, but it wouldn't be the flashiest winner if Ben gets it done. Billy Mays, he's up here. One of our few fantasy drivers to actually get part-time rotation. Having a solid run for himself. The 9 kind of running high, just not really sure what to do with himself. And I expect something will happen here. Oh, that 31 was pretty slow. Oh, and they're coming up on the 60 again. This is what makes or breaks races like these. Ben McDonald and his ability to find his way around these lap cars that are coming up. It is a little bit more of a gamble than just pure pace, but we've seen the 16 has been able to hold his own if it was clear track. So throwing him a little bit of an obstacle to spice up the battle for the win could be exactly what some of the drivers behind him need. Coco Latte in the 01 in position to maybe steal one here. Fred Jones not giving up. And here they come, approaching the 60. Ben McDonald makes, I think it's the wrong move. Look at Billy Mays crowd surfing on the outside. The 36 to the lead. Ben sits in second. Because now the high side pays the price. I think Toad Warrior, some of those guys that just, they might not be able to make it back. Darkest presence on the outside. Sucks to be them. But battle back for the lead. Ben McDonald opens it up on Billy Mays. But 36 just does not have the equipment that the 16 does. But I don't think they're giving up just yet. I think they just have a little bit more to push. If they could just get a bit of a draft here going. Ben's kind of starting to pull away from it. 2 to go. I think Dirtman 5 might be too far up the road to go a lap down. The 47 is not for position. Nick Breeding sitting in this pack. The 36 and the 16. Billy Mays has to do something. I don't think he could just play damage control for the 16 all race. Breeding sits in third. The 47 goes high. I think he's trying to tell the 67 something. Go low. Eastlamp, Mizzou, all around the 67. Coming to the white. This time by is something, a move, going to be made. White flag. I think that lap car might play a factor. Here comes Nick Breeding to second. Ben McDonald running out front right now. A 67 falls in line. Ben, Nick, 1-2. Nick Breeding gets back down in front of Mizzou. Mizzou goes high. Dirtman 5 might play a factor. They're running up on him fast. Angel Madfia's in the picture. Angel Madfia in third. Breeding second. The 99 needs to give a good push here if they want to beat Ben. But they want to take it for themselves. Nick trying to get a push from the 43. What's it going to be? Down into 3 and 4. Ben McDonald has to hold him off one last time. And here they go. Down the front stretch, it's going to be a big win for Ben McDonald. Several career bests being scored. Nick Breeding all the way to second. Angel Madfia sitting third. Jonick Sully fourth. Plenty of coulda, shoulda, wouldas, but a great run by those who needed it most. That one racer, just kind of finishing the race. He did get lead lap finish, but it was not what he wanted to see. Not what he wanted to see at all. Big Ben McDonald. Take a look at another win. Just bolstering those bonuses for the playoffs. Take a look at everyone else. We're going to take a look at the final playoff picture here shortly. But the race results are here. That's all for this race. Till next time, take care.